I want to quickly share how I got interested in temperament teaching. This is a question that so many people have asked me. What caught your attention? How did you get here? I am trained as a counselor in ENS, and 2010, yes, I graduated from ENS as a psychosocial education and career counselor. So my first year working 2011, I quickly went through the scheme of work and I saw a topic. It was, they call it personality molding. And for you to mold a personality, it was important to teach personality. So when I looked at what was the content of personality, I noticed that personality was temperament plus learned behavior. So I felt that since there were varied learned behavior by all the students, the best way was to stick on what is the original template, which determines almost 70% of the way you behave, and the other 30% is the learned behavior that makes two people of the same temperament who could be maybe, let's say, 30% difference in their way of behavior, because this 30% have been learned based on how they have been raised. So that's how I started teaching. I will be excited. I prepared a note. I shared with my colleague. I did the temperament test for all the colleagues in the school. I don't know. I just picked special interest. And there was a colleague, Madam Linda. One day we had the visit of an inspector. I wanted to teach some other topic. I remember it was social norms and values. She said, "No, why are you teaching social norms and values? Go teach your temperament." That was just few years into my career. Go teach your temperament. That struck me, like it hit me hard, like my temperament. Do you mean my temperament? She said, "Yes. These people will find it so interesting. They will be so happy to hear it. In fact, they are going to even learn. It's not like they're going to inspect you. They're going to be learning from what you're saying." I said, "Is that so?" I said, "Okay." I didn't prepare that. I quickly picked the note. When I went to class, I told the inspector, like, wow. When I came out, they were asking me questions. I was like wondering. They wanted to know more about temperament. Before I started teaching temperament, then I added learned behavior from environment, from education, from every other thing you've gotten as upbringing. Then I got to personality. And I now talk about molding the personality by intentionally working on the weakness. And that's how I started lecturing somewhere around 2016. I made it an obligation that each time I teach a course, I give the students a bonus class, which is the temperament class. So I did that. I used to teach over 10 courses in ENS, in the faculty. All the students had a temperament test and they had their temperament and they were so excited. They said, "Madam, this your thing is a magic." And as I kept on, I remember I was teaching an amphi 1,500. When I call a temperament, the students will shout, "Madam, it is this person." And that share from my students made me keep on doing it. So I did that. I taught part-time now, like for the past 10 years, and every class I ever teach, I leave them with the knowledge of temperament. So it became exciting as people kept on, wow, it's helping. But there was something about it I didn't look at. I was just like, way of behaving, that it didn't dawn on me. It was the fact that it's going to also affect marriage. So when I got married, choleric, melancholics, sometimes they are two stubborn people with their different way of thinking. So when I look at the detailed planning of my husband, or the patient, a lot of time to plan, a lot of slowness to project, we want it tomorrow. So when I told him, "Let's do this tomorrow," he said, "No, please wait, let's think about it. What if you..." And I started asking, what does this person reason like this? And then one day I went to teach and it dawned on me, like, but this person is a male. Why can't you look at it in the form of what are the common difficulties couples will have? When I went to read, I started doing my research, reading between choleric males, and saw the common problem. And then I look at it and but this is just we're just having the normal temperament issues here. And I did educate him. So each time I do something, he just knows, oh, this spontaneous, this whatever is the call, we talk about it, we move on. So that also helped my marriage, apart from helping every other part of my career. In addition, when I started working with my bosses, I worked with a very strong choleric boss called Mel. He was commanding, he demanded respect, and the whole entire team was, oh, he's disrespectful. But I knew that cholerics don't speak straight. Choleric can say, "You say you're sick, submit me the report, and if at the end of the day you go to the hospital, you go to the hospital tomorrow, submit the report today and go to the hospital tomorrow, that, or the choleric can say you are careless, you are ineffective. That's how the choleric boss can speak. So everybody similarly had a difficulty with, but me, I didn't have. I knew it's a choleric call, so I'd already prepared myself psychologically. So one of the things that this teacher was doing to me was the ability to work with whatever boss or whatsoever colleague. So I started having organizations. I knew how to pick in a group who has which skill and work with. So I started being able to work very well with group. And finally, in 2024, after a lot of, I started writing my status, I started putting one things on the Facebook, and 2024, I had more than 100 people ask me, please write a book. And that was 14 years into this. Please write a book and tell us. And finally, as my Easter gift in 2024, I did write my book, where I titled Everyone is a Genius in Their Core, Temperament. That means that there are things that some temperaments will be good and others might not be good in that same thing. I came out with that book, and for the past 1 year into 2025, I decided that I know people don't like to read. It was a 286 pages of book. Few people can read it. I decided to separate that book into different series, and at the end of this year, I've been able to prepare. I want to get up to, I'm somewhere around 230 series. I want to get up to series 250 and close that book, sharing that book and sharing every individual knowledge around that book. So I plan to get 250 series on temperament, a big book on temperament. I've written 2 other small books on temperament. That made it almost about 3 different write-ups on temperament. And my vision and my goal before the end of December is to be able to produce 50 short videos on temperament, because sometimes, like this year, I pretty had a bit of time. I do consultant, so I had a lot of time in my hands. I decided to use the extra time to do this video, and by the end of December, my target is to reach 50 videos. And I do post my videos on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Somehow, I have a job. I am part-time lecturer, I'm a consultant, but this, for me, is my gift to the society. Remember, you can do charity through finances, through your knowledge, through your time, and through material. But I had watched my life and asked myself, what is it that I know or that I have in excess over others? And I noticed that the knowledge on temperament is something that many people did not know. And I decided that what I had to offer these few years was teaching on temperament. So all the time, all the money, all the energy used on it, it's, for me, my contribution to humanity. I wish to see a world where everyone knows their temperament, and from their temperament they can predict all the special gifts embedded in them. They can see their weaknesses. They can work on molding their weakness. In addition to this, your special gifts most times are linked to your legacy, or they are linked to your purpose of life. So when you see, for example, I am a choleric, I am called to bring hope. A sanguine is called to bring joy. A melancholy is called to show love, and a phlegmatic is called to bring peace to the world. You now pick anything around peace because you're a phlegm, because you know that's where you feel at home, and that is a special call to you to bring peace. So that, I feel, once you know your temperament, you can know your purpose for life, and once you know your life purpose, you can look at what am I leaving as legacy. So as legacy, I plan to leave all the temperament teachings I've done. And somebody said, live as if tomorrow you are not there. And I asked myself, if tomorrow I'm not there, what would I have said I left? It should not be the house or car or whatever. I want to leave all the 50 videos I have online. I want to leave the temperament book. I want to always be remembered as Dr. Temperament, and be remembered for all the teachings I did on temperament. It's something, it means a lot to me. It's like the best thing that ever happened to me, to have found this call, and I wake up eager, I go to bed eager. it's like I found a new happiness. Hello,